Hello beauty, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll show you guys how to perfectly part your lines for jumbo braids like this. So this is my client's hair, full, thick, nice. Like, I'm just going to check that to see if it's okay to make 3 rows at the front or 4, because here her hair is really thick. I want to make sure the hair is not too big or not too small, everything goes well. So this is me brushing out the back hair, the small hair, the fly out hair, and I'm just going to section out the back part of the hair. Normally for jumbo braids you section just 1 row at the back, but my client has really thick hair and lots of hair, so I'm not going to make just 1 row. While parting, while sectioning, make sure you are doing the back part of the hair from ear top to ear top, you see, like I'm doing here. And try to make sure your lines are straight, or your line is straight, so you don't have this mountain kind of lines, you know. So I just section out the back part of the hair. Sorry, I'm just going to use a ribbon. Please use a wool ribbon made of wool to secure the hair you're not needing or the hair you're not braiding now. I'm just going to show you guys what it will look like if I make just 1 row. You see, too thick, so I'm going to section that in 2. And while sectioning, make sure the first row, which is the first row, the under part of the hair, is smaller than the first, because you guys know this nip hair or this hair, you have to pick as much as you can, because my client didn't like shave the excess hair. She likes it like that, natural. I like it like that too. So I'm just making sure the first row is not so big, so I can like pick as much as possible. This is me applying the braiding cream, and I'm telling you guys that the first row is going to be 2 and the second one is going to be 3, so that I'll make a middle braid, you know. I'm just making sure I clean that up, just clean that. If your client's back hair is not so like long like my client's, you can make 1 row. You can make 1 row at the back and 3 at the front. That's how it should be. But if your client has like lots of hair at the back, like the back hair is like really long and full, you have to make sure you make it 2, so the hair is not so big at the back, and also for the hair to last longer. If you know me, you know that I try to make my client's hair last longer, so I just make sure to make 2 rows at the back. And there are other customers that I make 1 row for, depending on their hair type and how full their hair is. I'm securing the ones I'm not going to braid now with a ribbon and a clip, so I'm going to braid it back too, like I told you guys. I'm just going to section that in 2 equal parts like this, and I'll braid that off camera and come back. So I braided the first row 2, and I'm going to braid the second row at the back, which is gonna be 3 braids. I'll go ahead to add my braiding gel, then clean my line before I start braiding. So just watch. The video should be self-explanatory. I try to make it as self-explanatory as possible. And while parting the line, please make sure after parting, let the hair be, like, leave the hair to see how the lines look, you know, because while some customers have like really moving scalp, so if you just hold the hair and just check it like that, it might be that the scalp has moved. So after parting, let the hair be, just take a while, look at the hair, how it's looking, if the line is in the right place, if the line is correct, before you braid. Okay, so just do that and just watch. For this second row, I'll have a middle part, that's why it's going to be a 3. So I'm going to make it like the first one 2, the second one 3, the third one is going to be like an even number, then the fourth one is going to be an odd number. That way you have your middle braids to cover every middle part, not every part. That's very important, so just watch closely. So I braided that out. I braided everything already. See how it looks? There's a middle part in this line, so you see the lines are covered. So this next part, like I said before, is going to be an even number. So it's going to consist of 4 at the right and 4 at the left. It's going to like mirror each other. So this is the best way. This is a trick to pattern very big braids. If it's smaller braids, you might not notice, but for bigger braids, you're going to notice any difference, every difference in braid, in the part. You're going to notice everything. But for smaller braids, you don't want to notice anything because they are small and they're going to cover everything. So please make sure your lines are well. And you see, while I'm parting my lines, sometimes I go to the front to check how it looks at the front, and I come to the back. Sometimes I take a while to just like watch the hair from afar. I know I'm not showing that on camera now because yeah, it's a bit fast. I made the video faster so as not to waste your time. You see, I'm just making sure the front is also the same, like it's gonna come, or I'm measuring the front with the eyebrow. It should be exactly how it is on the left eyebrow or the right eyebrow. You understand? So yeah, see me just checking it and making sure it's good. Gonna clean the lines out and then start braiding. This is just a continuous process, so just keep watching. Thank you. This row is not going to have a middle braid, it's going to have a middle part. I know I've been confusing parts with braid with parts with braid lately, but yes, it's going to have a middle part and not a middle braid. So you see, I'm just parting it in the middle of the middle braid from the last row, or from the row before. So I'm just going to check how big it's going to be, and it's going to be 4 on each side. Like I said, I braided that out already. See how it looks? See, it's giving nice. Despite my customer's thick hair, her hair is really thick. You see, the hair is not moving, it's just standing, like it's not going anywhere. The hair is really thick, and I'm sure you guys can see that. So it's gonna be, I'm just parting the center parts, the middle part, so I know how to part the remaining 2 rows. You understand? So I don't make a mistake. And the second row now is going to have a middle braid. Then the last row is going to have any middle braid. Just watch closely and you understand. And another reason why I section the last 2 rows in 2 before I start parting, what I did earlier, is because I want to make sure the parts or the lines are equal, same on the same side, on both sides. So you see, I'm going to section that out first, then I'm going to use through these lines to mirror the other part. Then I'm going to go to the front and check how it looks at the front, I look how it is at the side, and then I know if they are the same. That's a trick. If you know you can't work with the whole head at once, you can just like section it in smaller sections. Then you just start working your way through each section, you understand, and then like meeting the lines and continuing from where the first section ends to the other section, like I'm doing here. Because her hair is really thick, I won't really know how thick it is on one side, so I'm just like doing it like this. This is a trick you guys should keep in mind while sectioning jumbo or big braids. You see how the mirroring has helped me. You see how it's easy, or how easy it is for me to just connect the lines like this, and at least I have the feeling that both sides are equal, both braids are the same. You see, everything is just going smoothly for me. Sectioning jumbo braids takes more time than plaiting it, like braiding it. Oh my god, like imagine how long this is real. If I mean, while making it, just imagine. So you see, it's not easy. Jumbo braids it doesn't take so much time to braid, but to section takes a lot of time. So yes, just make sure your lines are clean, make sure everything is as good as possible before making your middle braid. I'm going to make my middle braid now, and then I'm going to go to each side. What I didn't say earlier that I should say is, while sectioning your middle braid, you first of all make a middle line. From the middle line, then you take out some hair, like part out some hair from each line, like the same size of hair from each of the row to create one middle braid. That way it helps you get a nice middle braid. But if you're really good at braiding like me, sometimes I just like go ahead to part out my middle braid without sectioning it into equal halves first. So do that and comb well. First of all, I use the bigger comb before using a smaller comb, because you see I'm not using so much product for the hair, so I have to use a smaller comb to comb before braiding. Finally, we are on the last row. So I'm just gonna section the middle parts really well, clean out the line on the middle part with my braiding gel, and I'm gonna braid that. So I'll go to the front to check my customer's face, how it looks. This part is mostly sectioned from the front, but because the hair is like long, I'm gonna come back to section the back too, so I'm seeing it really well. Concentration, guys, concentration, beauties. Concentration or nothing. Give your best. Braiding or handwork is more of doing your best. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody. If you did the hair today and it's not nice, and tomorrow you do it and it's better than today, you shouldn't compare it to somebody else. Compare your hair with your work. Compare your work with your previous work. Don't compare your work with somebody else's work, because you guys are not the same and you can never be the same. And this is the final look. Thank you guys for staying tuned. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Show your support to Kia. I'm trying to grow this channel. Please help me grow. I love you guys. I love you, and I always love you. And like, share. Okay, thank you. Stay tuned. Bye.